I know the feeling as a college kid to be broke. In fact, I know some of you have seriously considered dropping out because you can't afford college. Students on average in the United States own about $39,000 worth of student debt by graduation. Most students still have some kind of debt, and most owe more than they've saved. So today I'm going to break down what I think is the reason most of you watching this video struggle with finances in college. We're talking about the habits that keep you broke and how to break them. This isn't about demonizing what you spend your money on. It's about the mindset and choices that drain your wallet. This isn't just stating the obvious, like your fast food or cut clothes, whatever you think it is. It's more about the mindset behind purchases I'm going to try and flip on you. So let's get right into it. My first mistake here is chasing social status. Now, this is a big problem I will continue to talk about on this channel, and it applies to everyone. You see the perfection of people on social media, and that's what you want. The thing is, everyone looks outstanding on social media. It's their highlight reel, so don't think their life is like that every single day. This makes you think that you have to do things, such as going out for dinner or going to parties, just because other people do, and you're seeing them do all these stuff on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever it is. Think about it. Did you really go out to eat just to post it on Instagram? Is that really the type of person you want to be? Did you genuinely want the clothes you want, or was it to fit in? These decisions give a quick high but zero payoff in the real world. An example I have is my friend spent nearly $2,000 in a single shopping trip to begin his freshman year on fancy clothes and shoes. Now I'm still in school, and he's not. In fact, he's struggling to find a job because he spent a year of his life trying to impress people. He's no longer in school, ended up dropping out. And overall, I want to feel bad for him, but I can't at the same time. Overall, it's just a really bad way to live your life. You're living for other people. I was lucky enough to kick this habit in high school. I mean, as I record this, I'm looking across the wall at probably 15 pairs of shoes I bought in high school, and I can see 3 of them that I've worn recently. Stop caring about other opinions, because if they're going to judge you on your social media or what you wear, they themselves are pretty shallow, and you shouldn't even want their attention anyways. Mistake 2. Not checking your financials. The next mistake I see college kids making is not checking their bank statements. It's a very simple trick that really sets you up for life. During the day-to-day of campus life, it's easy to get distracted and to spend whatever without thinking too much about it. If you take the time, I do this every week personally, but every month is okay too, and just see where your money is going, and it's going to go a long way. So if you're wondering like exactly what to do, just pull up your bank statement, whatever bank you're with, pull up your credit card statement. It gets mailed to you sometimes. You're going to be able to see where all your money is going. Just look for last month, okay? So you might be asking, what exactly are you looking for? And it's really just a check. You're not looking for anything in particular. Just giving yourself peace of mind to say something like, oh, I spent $500 on food last month. I should maybe try and spend $300. Let's maybe think a bit more before I go out. Or that you went shopping 3 times last month. I don't think I need anything else new. I'm good for the rest of the year, whatever it is. So let's not go out shopping. Let's stay home this month, or just go out for fun instead. This one takes time, as it's going to take a few months of this to really notice the difference, because you got to figure out kind of what to change and what works for you. Obviously, I don't need you to live bare bones, but you should be able to think about, oh, this really is unnecessary. I don't need to be doing this, because the amount of money I'm spending for it is not really giving me an experience or giving me any sort of value, right? So now going into our third point here is misusing student loans. Student loans are necessary evil for many, including myself, but they're not free money to live like a king. They're more like IOUs for yourself that grow bigger every minute. Many of you already have or expect to have debt coming out of school. If you use those loans to cover stuff like late night Uber Eats, spring break trips, or gadgets to stuff you need for your dorm, you're digging a deep hole for yourself. Every dollar of loan you waste means years of stress later. Those zero interest grace periods turn into 10 plus years of payment with interest. It's not just free money that's going to be fixed later. And yes, I understand some people only have this to live off, and that's fine. But I think of it like this is if you're going to have to pay this loan back with interest, everything you buy is actually more expensive than what you pay for it in the store. So for example, let's say you're going to buy a pair of jeans for $80 from the store, right? When you end up paying off that debt, when the interest kicks in, it could cost you somewhere like, for example, say it costs you $100. So you're just spending $20 on these jeans, and you have to pay it back later. Your student loan should only be used for tuition and essentials, or any emergencies that come up as well can be thrown in there. Not just like an endless need of or endless want list. If you borrow more than your budget needs, you're literally borrowing problems for later on in your life when you're not just in college and you have things like a mortgage or kids to pay for. You would also have to pay off the student loan debt at the same time. That's going to be humongous, and it's going to be awful, and it's going to lead to even a worse situation than the one you're in now, or that one night at Uber Eats that you want to spend on it, whatever it is. Mistake 4 is impulse spending or short-term dopamine. Now, we kind of already touched on this, but I just want to make it its own mistake quickly. If you want quick happiness, you run to that nearest dopamine hit, whether it's grabbing the iced coffee from campus, getting the gym clothes, or you see something through your email or maybe through TikTok or even an app notification about a sale going on. They all feel good for a moment, but really you aren't getting a lot of what you paid for, even if it's on sale or even if it's cheaper. Look at food spending for an example. I read this study saying the average college student spends $672 per month on food and groceries, with roughly 410 of that is eating out or on delivery. If you think of that, it's $100 a week gone on takeout and snacks. This problem is so easily fixed just by spending half your Sunday meal prepping or just eating at home. Like, that is such an easy problem. You could easily half that $672 easily without trying to do much. And you could probably still go out once or twice in that month. You just don't have to do the more unnecessary stuff where it's just going out for you or, whatever it is. All right, mistake number 5 is neglecting a long-term plan. College is longer than you think. It's 8 semesters and 4 years, and it can feel like a long time, and it is a really long time. Yet so many of us behave like life is on fast forward with no goals. You need goals. Maybe it's simple, like pay off your smallest debt, or save $500 by the summer. Cook 3 dinners a week instead of going out. But write them down. Break them into small steps. Make a budget or even a simple spreadsheet. Start small, like carrying reusable coffee mugs for a week instead of buying the latte on campus, and feel that bragging rights compounding, because real freedom comes from planning, not spontaneity. Let's do one quickly right now using some other tips I've talked about. Let's say your goal is simply to spend $200 less than last month. Simply look at your bank statement like we talked about earlier. Figure out where you can cut $200. For most of you, it's probably going to be in food. Then execute that. It's really that simple. There's plenty of goals you can set. And I plan on doing a goal setting video myself that I use to set goals. So I'll have that video out soon. Check it out when it comes out. Now, the last mistake, and this one quietly ruins more students than almost anything else, and no one talks about it, it's credit cards. Credit cards are sneaky. They don't feel like debt right away. There's not like a big approval you have to go through, like getting your student loans. There's no like email reminder. You don't have to do all this stuff. No scary balance looking at you that you have in your financial history or on your student finance history. It's just a swipe and you're going to say, I'll deal with it later. And what usually happens is this. Students don't want to dig in their student loans for things like a laptop, textbook, school supplies, or groceries. So instead, they put on a credit card and tell themselves, I'll pay it off next month. But the next month comes, tuition is due, rent is due, life happens, whatever it is. And that balance just sits there. Here's the part where no one really explains to you. Credit cards have by far the highest interest rates of any common debt. I've personally seen student credit cards at 24-25% interest per year. Sometimes even higher. I've seen upwards of 27.8 was probably the highest one I've looked at before. That is insane. That means if you leave a $2,000 balance sitting there, you're paying hundreds of dollars a year just for the privilege of having that debt. And that's before you even touch the principal of the $2,000. Student loans, on the other hand, are designed to be long-term, lower interest debt. They're not perfect, but they're usually less than half the interest rate of a credit card. Using a credit card to avoid student loans is like choosing to run uphill when there's a paved road right next to you. What makes credit cards dangerous is how fast they can snowball. You miss one payment, the interest hits. Minimum payments don't really cover it and are just going to keep that snowball rolling for longer. The balance doesn't go down. Then you use the card again because it's already there. Before you know it, you're carrying $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 in high interest debt, and you don't even remember what you bought with it. This is why, if you have a credit card balance, it should be the first thing you pay off before any other debt. Before extra student loan payments, investing, anything else, going out, whatever it is, you need to get rid of that credit card debt. Every dollar sitting on a credit card is actively working against you. And I want to be clear, credit cards are not evil. I use them every day. I don't even have a debit card. I only use my credit card. But if you use them correctly, they can help build credit, you can earn rewards, and create financial flexibility. When you're a student with unstable income and tight cash flow, they are incredibly easy to misuse. If you need to pay for school-related expenses, this is exactly what student loans are meant for. So use them for that strategically. Track what you spend, but do not let a 25% interest rate quietly drain your future income while you're busy trying to survive the semester. Because the truth is, most people don't wake up one day in massive debt. It happens slowly, quietly, over time, right? Especially when we're younger as college kids. And if you catch this early right now, you could save yourself years of stress and thousands of dollars. Okay, guys, that's the video. I hope you can take away tips and tricks from this video, making your student financial life a bit less stressful. Like and subscribe if you enjoy, and I'll catch you around.